Hey guys, welcome back to another shared news from home. Today we are live to talk about the latest wild bachelorette theory. But before we get into breaking that down, if you are new here, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell so you don't miss out on any future videos. As always, I'm your host Fiona Zaring, and I'm joined by the wonderful Gabby Ganta and Avery Grooms. Hello.
Hi, Fiona.
Hello. Hello, hello. So, you guys, I know we have talked about this, but Clare and Dale are going to go down in history as one of, if not the most unique bachelorette couple of all times. And this latest theory is really just continuing to add fuel to that fire. Obviously, Clare and Dale got engaged after knowing each other for literally just a few weeks. And now Dale's latest Instagram post had sparked the theory that somehow they are already married. Basically, the theory hinges upon the fact that fans noticed Dale appears to be wearing a wedding band on his ring finger. We can zoom in to a close up for you all so you can see the ring in question. Some, of course, think it's a wedding ring. Some commented maybe it's an engagement ring. Maybe they just both got them. And of course, there is the theory that it's just a fashion statement. So Avery, Gabby, let's break this down. I mean, initial reactions when you saw this photo, Gabby, did it scream engagement ring to you? Did you notice it? What were your thoughts?
This is very interesting news for sure. I think we all know that Claire moves really fast, so I wouldn't be at all surprised if it was a wedding ring. And I do know that they recently visited his hometown for a couple days last week that they were posting on each other's Instagram. So they could have, just spur of the moment, gotten married, all his family was there. That's a real possibility. But on the other side of it, these types of rings are really popular for guys to wear, just as a fashion statement, a jewelry piece. So I don't know. This is a tough one. But in this photo specifically, he's clearly not hiding it. So, whether it's an engagement ring or not, he wasn't afraid to put it out in this photo. He could have easily hid it if it's something that he didn't want to have to address. So those are my thoughts.
Totally.
But what about you, Avery? What do you think about this ring?
Yeah, when I saw this photo, I definitely questioned if it was an engagement ring, but it also did not come to a shock to me. I was just like, of course, they probably got engaged because, as we know, they like to take things pretty quickly. But at the same time, like you made a really good point, Gabby, these are very fashionable rings that are in for guys, especially right now. So it could really go both ways. I'm not super sure, but I wouldn't be surprised if it was an engagement ring, knowing how quickly these two love to move.
I think you guys really put it best. I mean, I I don't think I'll ever be truly shocked by Clare and Dale because they're Clare and Dale, so they just kind of like do things at their own speed anyways. Listen, we've talked about this. Bachelor Nation is full of detectives. There was no way Dale was going to be spotted with what may or may not be a wedding ring, and fans were not going to do a deep dive to see, has this ring come up on his social media before? Is it new? We did find there's like a theory that he's been wearing this ring since at least September, as proven by this photo here. But he's wearing it on the other hand, and I don't know about you. I mean, I'm not a male ring expert, but it does look like it has the potential, at least in my eyes, to be a different ring altogether. What are your thoughts? I mean, if we're going super surface level, could this just mean that Dale likes to accessorize? I mean, what do you think, Gabby? Is it the same ring? Is he just the kind of guy that accessorizes? What are your thoughts on this going back to September of it all?
Yeah, I mean, in this photo, it does look like a bit of a different ring. The textures are a little different. The previous photo, it's kind of small, so it's hard to tell. There's only so many, different shapes and sizes that guys' rings are in. I feel like it's a little bit less of a variety than female rings. So, it could be the same one. Like you said, he's wearing it on a different hand. In the most recent photo, though, it's definitely the left hand. And so, we mentioned guys wear jewelry like this all the time, but that's a very specific finger to wear it on, especially that he's in the public eye for being engaged at the moment. It was a choice to wear that ring that way. What about you, Avery?
Yeah, based off the photo, and this one was in September and the other one was more current, I just think it's a different ring because he switched hands and it does look a little thicker in this picture. So I'm going to say that it's just a fashion statement and has nothing to do with engagement as of right now. And Dale just likes to dress up and be in on the trends.
Mm-hmm. Well, he's certainly, I mean, listen, we know he's a fashionable guy. He's modeled. I mean, just scroll through his Instagram. It proves that he has great taste. So ring, engagement ring or not, perhaps there's really nothing to it. I do want to unpack, like, what if it was a wedding, right? Like, let's just say they are married because they are Clare and Dale. So let's keep everything on the table. To me, it feels a little out of character for Clare to have a secret wedding. You know, she's made it very clear that she loves to share, you know, love with the world, that she's all about putting as much love out there as possible. Of course, she maybe had the ceremony privately, or, you know, maybe there's a People magazine cover coming with like the huge announcement. I just feel like they wouldn't keep this secret for too long. They have been getting a lot of hate. So, you know, maybe they wanted to do it quietly and then share it with the world when they felt more confident. What are your thoughts? I mean, do you agree? Do you disagree, Gabby? I just feel like for some reason with me, it's not sitting completely right that Clare would keep this a total secret. How does your gut react to this?
I agree. I think they would definitely want press for a wedding between the two. I mean, they fell in love on national television. It just seems to go hand in hand. And especially that you mentioned, you know, she's received, or both of them have received a lot of hate for their decisions and, you know, everything that went on in their relationship. But I feel like if they got married, that would just, you know, prove everybody wrong and just solidify how real this was. You know, it's people were shocked that they even got engaged, but you know, intending to marry someone is pretty big, but then actually doing it is a whole nother story. You know, like I intend to work out every day, but it's when I actually do it that like I impress myself. So I think, you know, if they did get married, that they would certainly want the world to know. What about you, Avery?
Yeah, I could definitely see both of them wanting a huge public wedding, maybe put on by ABC like they've done before. But given we are still in a pandemic, I would say that maybe they would do a secret, more private wedding just for that reason that they could get married a lot quicker and then still have like some family and friends there and definitely post a lot about it. But I feel like they're not the ones to wait till this is over, whenever that is. I know they like to be quick with this. So just because of that, I would say maybe they would do a secret wedding, but we will have to see.
So maybe secret wedding now, just something symbolic between the two of them. And then down the line, we have that big flashy ABC, you know, involved wedding for us all to take in. Yeah. Interesting theories. I like it. I like it. Clare, of course, we talked about this, you guys, had rumors surrounding a ring herself. She was photographed wearing a diamond ring on her engagement finger. And based on all of the leaks ahead of the season, people just assumed, oh, you know, she was caught with an engagement ring. And it ended up being something that just, you know, had a special meaning to her. Is it possible, you know, that this ring Dale has been spotted in could just be a symbol? You know, maybe he gave Clare a ring, Clare gave him some sort of promise ring in return. Do we think it could symbolize something? You know, maybe it's like, hey, it's a crazy year. This is a placeholder. I mean, what are your thoughts, Gabby? Does that feel like something they may do?
Totally. I think it could definitely be just a ring that has some special meaning to him, or, you know, an engagement ring. Like Clare has this amazing engagement ring now that she gets to wear every day and remind herself of her love and her experience and the future. And I know that's not technically or traditionally something that guys do, is have an engagement ring. But I mean, if I was a male, I would want one for all those same reasons, to just be reminded of what it means. So I think it definitely might be an engagement ring for him. You know, maybe they went out shopping and got him a nice one after he gave her that awesome Neil Lane one. So that's a real possibility for sure. Avery, what do you think?
I could not agree more with you. I've noticed a lot of guys now more than ever have been doing that. They've been wanting just to have another engagement ring of their own. So that definitely could be that. Or like you said, Fiona, a placeholder, maybe just a promise ring, but probably something that symbolizes their love or their relationship. maybe Claire's, I know she said it means a lot to her. It could maybe have to do with her dad or Dale, but if something is like jewelry and it means something to you, it has to symbolize like usually something so important to your life, and maybe it is this new chapter for them.
Totally. During that recent little catch up with Chris Harrison, Dale said, the next step would be to get married. So I'm curious, I'm just sort of putting the pieces together. Perhaps, assuming Dale wasn't lying to us, which we forgive Bachelor leads all the time for lying because it's just sort of part of the job, but let's assume he was being truthful. Maybe this ring on his finger could be a sign that they're getting close to a wedding. They went, they picked it out, and he was like, no, I'm not waiting till the day of. I'm going to put this on my hand now. Do you guys think, we discussed, whether or not we think they'll do it in secret, whether or not they'll do it with ABC. Do we think some sort of a wedding is coming soon? Maybe not 2020, because let's face it, we are barreling towards 2021. The days are flying by. But do we think there's a wedding on the horizon? What are your thoughts, Gabby?
I do. I think, we've seen a lot more of them recently on Instagram. Just, they look so in love and so happy. So things look like they're going great right now. And maybe this relationship just really is running at light speed. We've seen they've just gone so fast through everything, barreled through all the steps. We heard that Clare wants babies, and we heard that Dale wants to get married first. So maybe they're just checking the boxes as fast as they can. What do you think, Avery?
I think so too, because simply, why would they wait to get married? They haven't waited for anything else. This is what they want more than anything. I do not see them waiting, whether that be private or something else. I just feel like it's coming very soon.
Well, let's see what people have been feeling in the chat. We want to know, everyone who's tuning in live with us, if you have any burning questions about this or any theories of your own as to, what this ring could mean, make sure you add them to the chat. We're going to try to get through as many as we can. Let's see if we have any to start with. Okay, so Katie says, do you think that they eloped? Katie, I think it's possible. I'm not going to rule anything out. That's the best I can give you. I think it's possible, Katie.
Amy said, I wouldn't be surprised to hear they are married and either already preggers or trying for babies. I mean, after that interview we got from them, a couple weeks ago, they're going fast. They're not waiting around. So I agree. If we're going to get some news coming out, whether it's, Dale clarifying what this ring's about or announcements that they're already married and pregnant.
All right. Patricia said, if they're married, I don't see Clare keeping it quiet. I don't either. That's why I was saying, even if they were to do something private, we would see so many Instagram photos. It would be in so many magazines. Like, we would see the wedding everywhere. So if it was to be private, I definitely think it would be publicized. But as we know, Clare loves everything to be public. She loves the press, and she wants the world to see that she's in love and wants to prove this point now more than ever. So I totally agree. She's not going to be quiet on anything regarding her marriage.
Let's see. Ms. Sonia says, my girl Clare is happy. Let's be happy for them both. Of course, I think we all agree. Clare had a whirlwind journey. I mean, I know it sounds dramatic to say it's going to go down in history. It's going to go down in Bachelor history, though. I mean, it really is. She's had quite a journey, not even her season alone. Like, her entire season journey with the franchise has been unique. So I'm happy to see her happy, definitely.
Christina said they wouldn't want press if they get married on Matt's season of The Bachelor. They wouldn't be allowed to say anything about it. Okay, there's a good theory. We know Matt's season is airing soon, and I don't think filming overlapped, but I think they kept the bubble situation probably, tight in that case, where Clare and Dale could have stopped by Matt's season of filming and maybe did a little quick marriage there. So interesting theory. We like to see those, and we'll have to watch out when Matt's season airs.
Janet said it's possible that she talked him into marriage already. That is very possible, and Dale looks like he's very convincing and he would be down to do that. So I definitely think that could be a possibility as well.
All right. I'm sorry if I mispronounced your name. Liasani says, speculate, speculate. It's very interesting to follow their love story. Couldn't be better to be happy for them. I think it is so true. I mean, Clare and Dale, we will be speculating until the end of time. I mean, there's always going to be some questions. There's always going to be some sort of curveball. They're a couple that keeps us on our toes, and, you know, happy to see them happy and in love, and happy to be kept on my toes. What can I say?
Linda says, good for them if they are married, and why should she have given the other guys a chance if she found her guy? Yep, in the end, you know, that's what the Bachelor and Bachelorette is for someone to fall in love and be happy post-filming of the show. So totally makes sense that she found her guy, and they're thriving now.
All right, Martha said, if you look at her face the first time she met him, she was one smitten kitten. I totally agree. It was written all over her face. Definitely agree that it might be love at first sight. But Clare did not look at any of the other guys like that, as we know. So there you have it, folks. Love at first sight.
Let's see. Jennifer says, Clare is way too obsessed and smothering. He could barely get a word in edgewise in the ATR. If she would chill, I think it could last. If she doesn't, I think he will run. You know, Jennifer, I think Clare really, at the end of the day, opinions aside, she was true to herself, you know, on her season. And I think that Dale, of course, there's going to be so much more they need to learn and, you know, discover about each other. But I think that Dale's ready for it. I don't think he's going into this blind. I feel like they really, listen, I'm the first to be pessimistic, and I feel like they really did find each other. I just think that their journey's a whirlwind, but I believe in them. So listen, hoping for the best. Gabby and Avery, it's so fun that this is live. I'm going to grab my charger, and I will leave you for a second to discuss these next few comments. I'll be right back.
No problem. We love live TV.
Yes.
Let's see if we have any more comments to talk about here. All right, so Christina says, when Clare and Dale did their Instagram live on the night the proposal aired, there was a wedding band surrounding Clare's engagement ring. As soon as I mentioned it, Clare immediately took it off. Oh, this is interesting. Okay. I don't remember this, but I believe that you caught this, you know, mistake or this little hint about maybe what was going on behind the scenes. So we're always looking out for other speculations like this.
Interesting. Well, you guys, there's always going to be so many theories about Clare and Dale. We will keep our eyes peeled for all the clues, all the signs. Final thoughts on this ring, though. They aren't the type to take things slow. You know, it could be an engagement ring. It could be a ring that symbolizes something. It could have been a fashion statement. I honestly think what we're left with is we're just going to have to keep our eyes on Clare and Dale because we never know what those two are going to do next. All right, you guys, we of course want to know your thoughts. If we didn't get to them in the chat, make sure you leave them for us down in the comments. What do you think this ring is? We want to know where you land on this theory, so let us know down in those comments. And if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell so you don't miss out on any future videos or any future lives. As always, I'm your host, Fiona Zaring. You can follow me on socials at Fiona Zaring. Gabby, where can they find you?
You can follow me at Gabby Gonta. Avery, where can they find you?
You can follow me at Avery Grooms.
Amazing. Thank you guys for joining me, and thank you guys for watching. We will see you next time.